What's going on YouTube? Today I have a great video for you. We're going to be talking about the meta of the week. Even though not much has changed in the past few weeks as far as what gun to use, everything's been pretty consistent. I do have some tips and tricks to make your gun a little bit better by changing maybe one or two attachments to your gun. So please like and subscribe for weekly content like this. I always appreciate that, and let's get right into it. So as usual, we're going to start out in True Game Data's website breaking down the TTKs of these guns. And before, I used to just use the base data of the gun and we would just go from that and see where the TTK range. But now we're going to add it with all 5 attachments on it because there are some things that increases that TTK to a longer distance, and then also you will be able to see how I'm building these and what I think is the best meta for the week. So we're going to start here with our SMGs. And as of right now, as I said before, the AMR9 clears as far as a TTK standpoint goes. The mobility on it, I don't like at all. It does feel nice sometimes, but whenever you win those one-on-ones, because you know that you're going to win it no matter what the distance is, because up to that 20 meters, you're getting that 6 millisecond TTK, which is insane. Is a great sniper support gun, don't get me wrong, but I think personally that there's other options that you can go to, that you can use a little bit more movement and a little bit more ADS speed that will help you win those fights also, because obviously TTK wise this is already ADS, all this kind of stuff, but if you're moving around, running around the map, ADS on somebody, that time, those fractions of a second really matter. So I think that, in my opinion, the HMR and the Ram 9 are very similar to what we want to run and what we want to use. Personally, I am running the HMR 9. I just think it feels the best as far as mobility goes, as far as accuracy goes, and as far as the TTK is. Again, you're really only fighting somebody from that 11 to 12 meter range as in short range, and it's just, if you're shooting somebody further than that, you might as well pull out your AR. So these are the 2 guns that I'm running. I'm going to show you builds for both of these and how I'm running it and what I think is the best way to run it. So we're going to shoot over to Call of Duty and break that down for you. Here we are going to break down the HRM 9, and like I said, this has been the meta for a few weeks now, and there has been a few changes for me that I like to see and what I like to use for this gun. So obviously you're not running any irons for it. The Zeman compensator is really good, and I still enjoy using this. This has been consistent for quite a while now, and it helps with that recoil control, but also the ping on the map. Shooting without a suppressor, it doesn't last as long. And then you're running the Thorn 90 barrel, which gives you that ADS speed and sprint to fire speed, and also that sprint speed. Helps a lot. They say it hits on recoil, but I believe that the recoil on this gun is really non-consistent. Again, you're only shooting up to 10 to 12 meters, so you shouldn't have to really worry about the recoil. And then instead of running the Phantom 5 hand stop, I switched over to the DR6 hand stop. That gives you that ADS speed, but along with that is the sprint to fire speed and the movement speed. And then obviously you're still running the 50 round drum mag for quads, trios, solos, duos, any of that. Just run the 50 round drum. You're not going to get anything better than this. Running the stock mag, even in solos, you can get away, but there's third parties, all that kind of stuff. You just want to always be prepared. And then lastly, the one thing that I've changed is the folding stock from the light stock. So again, you do get some of that recoil control and gun kick control and that firing aiming stability, which is very huge for guns like these. So this is the new loadout that I'm running for the HRM 9. And then now let's go over to the Ram 9, which I am also a big fan of. And again, we're going with that Zeman flash hider, which I love a lot. But the thing that I'm changing on this also is I'm going to stay with this DR6 hand stop, which again gives that movement speed and sprint to fire speed. And then comb, this recon comb gives you that strafe speed as well. This gun you can strafe very well, which I love. And then the big round mag, and then the high grain rounds. So these high grain rounds are something new that has been added to Modern Warfare 3, where it's going to give you that extra damage range and bullet velocity. It does give a little bit more recoil control as a negative, but I think that, again, you're shooting close range, so you're not going to be worried about shooting someone over 15-20 meters. Even though you can with this, the irons are nice, everything's nice, but no barrel, no optic, no stock. You want to run these high grain rounds because you are able to get a little bit more distance compared to the HRM 9. So here we are back breaking down the ARs, or your long range guns. So for the most part, everybody's been still running the Ram 9, but I just threw some other guns in here that people are running, so we can kind of compare it to what else is out there and give you a little bit more options on what to run. So right now you can see that the Ram 9 here in red is pretty good when up to 37 meters, which me as a Resurgence player, small map player, this is perfect. You don't really need to go much further than this, but you still have a decent TTK up to 60 meters, which is very, very good in my opinion. If you're anything under that 8.8 second mark, I think it's very, very good to use and very consistent and very accurate. We'll see the attachments and how it gets that little bit of extra damage range, because it did get nerfed recently, but still very much the meta and what everybody is using. And then the other, obviously this SOA Subverter is very, very good close range, you know, up to 27 meters. You have a 0.63 TK, which is very, very good, but again, it's a battle rifle, so the mobility of it isn't as great. I think that the Ram is still just so much better because you have that mobility, you don't need irons, and you're just able to use something that's quick, fast, and as a Resurgence player, that's what you want and what you want to look for as far as a gun goes. So now we're going to break down the loadout for the Ram 7. So again, this has been the meta for a while, so you probably know all the attachments, so I won't waste your time too much. But instead of the suppressor, I am running the Casis brake, and this helps with that horizontal recoil and firing aim stability. And then still the headwind long barrel, the Bruin heavy support grip, but instead of a stock, which is a lot of people have been running this HVS 3.4 pad, I am now running the high grain rounds, which we went over before. That helps with that bullet velocity and damage range, so that helps bring that TTK down for those longer ranges and allows you to use your gun more consistently and not have that big damage drop off that was recently nerfed. And then obviously lastly, we are going to talk about the 60 round drum, which you will need in any aspect of the game, no matter if it's solos, duos, trios, or quads. So this is what I'm running for a long range gun. I wouldn't really use anything else. I'm going to keep it simple, keep it quick. This is what you should use. This was the meta for the week. Again, it hasn't changed that much, so I'm going to keep it short and simple. It's very easy. Just those few little attachment changes that really do make a difference on these weapons, so I would go ahead and put that on. It will definitely give you the best advantage going into whatever game mode that you're playing as far as Call of Duty goes. So again, I appreciate it. I'm going to be having weekly content like this all the time, so you'll be sure to like and subscribe so you stay up to date on this kind of content. Have a good one.